I looked up what O.J. Simpson's favorite cocktail was.
Oh, no, you didn't.
A Bloody Mary.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Hey everybody, I'm Dale.
And I'm Brit.
And this is A Toast to the Atypical. We are on episode 31 of our podcast.
It's a whole month's worth.
It's
a long month, too.
Yeah,
like a
right.
whole...
One of them
we
stretch
did
out
one per
months.
day.
Yeah. Them extension months.
Like December.
Some months throw me off because they have like 5 weeks in them, basically.
Yeah.
It's weird.
See,
They totally
it always
mix me
throws
up
me
on
off like when May has 5, because usually Memorial Day is like the last weekend in May.
Yeah.
But like our wedding, we got married
Right.
on May 30th, but
Right.
it happened to be a Saturday. And like whenever our anniversary falls on a weekend, it's weird because it's never Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
usually, but like it's usually the 5th weekend, which is odd.
Strange. Very strange. Yeah, but we are on episode 31. Britt's going to be taking the lead on this episode. But first, I'm not wearing my shirt tonight either.
Neither am I.
But
It's actually both of ours are in the washer.
actively
as we speak.
in the washer.
Actively being cleaned because we wear them a lot.
Yeah. So if you're not sure what we're talking about, go over to 1044.com/store. We teamed up with 1044 Threads, a local clothing company. They have some awesome designs, but obviously the coolest one is...
No, you said the website wrong. It's
Is
not
it-
1044.com/store. It's
No,
1044.store.
I'll get it right one of these times.
1044.store.
Sorry, guys. I'll get it right one of these times. 1044.store. Link down
They
below.
only sponsored 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think I actually put the link in our link tree as well. But link for their site will be down below. And if you use the code TOAST15, you get 15% off site-wide. So go on over, pick yourself up the official A Toast to the Atypical t-shirt, and check out some of their awesome Philly sports gear.
Yeah.
They
have like really cool keychains and stuff too, like the
Yeah.
little like wristlet key fob things. Oh, but ours. So when you pull up 1044.store, ours is like front and center.
Is it?
Yeah. Here.
Sweet,
Check it out.
dude. Check that out.
Yep. And there's a bunch of other options. So yeah, there's a lot happening there, and they have
Awesome.
like their link to email them, like if you have questions about sizing or designs, or like maybe submitting your own thing for some custom work. There's a lot of options to get in touch with them. They have Instagram, TikTok, and then they have an email address on here too. So definitely check them out. Lots of good stuff.
Awesome stuff.
High
on the
quality, super comfy, washes well. Definitely feels like it's going to hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think ours have been washed like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah,
but
they're awesome.
Yeah, they're really great. So check them out.
Yes.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, and a big thank you to all of our new listeners. You guys love the mashup episodes that we do.
Yeah,
it seems
I
like
think
the
I do
mashup
too.
episodes,
I'm liking that more too.
they're
recently.
fun, and just because
I feel like they move quick.
they move quick, and because like it's really cool digging into an episode and like learning all the details about some of the theories. But there's some, like, we do the mashups because there's some that are just, they're quick. They really don't require a lot of research. They wouldn't take up a whole episode. It's just a quick, like, hey, did you know kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think they're pretty fun to do.
I agree. So with that being said, we're doing another one.
That we're doing another one, but the reason we're doing 2 back-to-back mashups here. I led the first one, which was more like random theories. Brit's leading this one, which is
some like weird celebrity conspiracies.
Yeah, celebrity. So in case you haven't realized from previous episodes, Brit's trend is she loves celebrity stuff.
I love the shit that doesn't add up, that like media and like the freaking news outlets just take the stories. I'm like, that's definitely not fucking right.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that ends up being like collectively accepted just because we don't have any other information, that I'm always like, Oh my God.
Yeah. So we did mashup last week, mashup this week, and we are calling it for the season.
Yep.
Now, so this is episode 31, 31 episode season, and we're
Yeah,
gonna take
random. That was
really
not
random.
really. That was not totally planned. It was just
No,
kind of like an end of April was
yeah,
like a, a benchmark. But
right. So we're
yeah,
gonna call it quits for now on season 1 of A Toast to the Atypical.
yeah,
We will be coming back on 4th of July, which
yeah.
is a
So
Tuesday.
we'll be coming back on like for a summer season.
Yeah, and that'll be
So we're
season
gonna
2.
take the spring off, jump headfirst into
Yeah,
summer, leading with the 4th of July.
yeah. July, and then we'll have cool stuff in July.
Yep.
Maybe we can come up with some sort of 4th of July idea on that episode, and then I think August is Shark Week.
Usually,
Do
yeah, I
like
think it's like the
frickin'
first or second week.
do some crazy
There was
shark shit.
Oh yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
I
we'll
already
do some
got
crazy
some.
shark stuff. So
Yeah, I'm in. Sounds
awesome. Good deal. Yeah. So thank you guys for such an awesome season. This has been so fun. Obviously you're enjoying it as well. So yeah, let's jump into this episode. So snacks are junk food.
Easter candy.
Easter candy, probably from last year.
No, it's this year. I throw it out
Mixed in with last year.
No,
The jelly beans didn't make it.
My kids, well, our kids, my parents go batshit on them for every holiday, and like not just your typical like gift stuff, but like candy too, and like they just don't really eat it. They don't bother.
Nor do we want them to eat it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't. I don't know. They're more of like your cake and cookies kind of kids.
My kind of kids.
They're like Oreos and brown, like when we make desserts, they like that stuff and ice cream more than they'll go into the cabinet and like eat candy. So, obviously can't let it go to waste. So here we are taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of some picky stuff. Again, a mashup of all the shit.
The mishmash of all the shit.
And we were out last night at Topgolf with with a bunch of friends, and so I am exhausted. I don't know about you, but I'm.
Oh my god, I'm so tired.
Yeah, we are feeling the effects of this weekend, and
but you're detoxing.
I am detoxing. I've got water. Dale's.
I am retoxing.
Dale's still just I don't know, hair of the dog. Yeah. Is it too late for that?
If you keep drinking, you can't be hungover.
It's true.
So
he's just going to dive headfirst into a beer and keep it simple because the rest of this is not going to be simple. But yeah, I'm just sticking to water. So.
Miller Lite.
Boring. But the rest of it won't be boring. So. All right. I guess
let's get
toast.
into it.
Does it count as a toast if I have water?
Yeah, I guess.
You're always so annoyed when I have this bottle because you can't really clink it.
It doesn't clink. Where should I hit it?
It was
such
decent.
a shit clink.
It was okay. It was better than before. Water.
Some high quality H2O.
It's 2 episodes in a row. All right. So we are going to be talking about some strange celebrity theories out there. And there's definitely more than what we're throwing out, but these are some of the most mainstream ones and some of the ones with the most I don't know if evidence is the right word, but the most backup, if you will. So, first one, Stevie Wonder. What is Stevie Wonder known for?
Music.
Yeah, but like, what is so unique about Stevie compared to other musicians?
He's blind.
Is he, though?
I never met him. I don't know.
There's a theory that Stevie Wonder can actually see. And that all of this is just a load of bullshit.
He's just putting on an act. How old is he? Wow. He's got to be, what, 60s, 70s?
I don't 60s. Even know. I honestly would have to look it up.
Putting it on for this long? I mean, I guess.
I think, like, the theory is that he, I guess the blindness would have set him apart a little more so than other musicians and give him, like, an edge, and then,
so,
I don't know.
That's funny you say that, because this is off topic, but driving the other day, I saw this truck towing a trailer, and the trailer was all decked out with all these billboards on it for what it said was the only full-time magician in the country who is deaf. I was like, first off, that can't be true. But secondly, like,
full-time magician?
Magician. It's like you can hire them for parties or whatever.
Okay.
I was like, you're really, like, I wanted to honk at him to see if he like turned his head.
It doesn't. Yeah, I feel like, is it safe to drive if you're deaf?
He was driving. It was the dude on the picture that was driving.
I feel like it's not safe to drive if you're deaf, like legally, like fully deaf.
I have no idea.
Because like you couldn't hear a siren.
No. You could see the lights, I guess. I don't know.
But only if you're looking, like, what if you're driving through an intersection and, like, there's a freaking ambulance coming from the right and you're not looking that way? No, there's no way. You can't. That's not safe.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
It was definitely
curious.
him.
So I would be curious about his actual definition of deaf. Like, are we talking fully, completely deaf, or like some certain decibel of hearing loss where you can hear certain things? I need to know.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder's 72.
Okay. So Stevie Wonder did have a disease as a child, which caused him to go blind. So he was born with something called, well, no, I'm sorry. So he was born 6 weeks premature.
Okay.
Which caused him to be in an incubator with heavily oxygenated air in the incubator. Now, at the time, there was not much research, 72 years ago about how much oxygen is considered safe to a newborn and what other damage could be done to the human body at that stage. So, the air that he was exposed to was too rich in oxygen, and it caused him to have something called retinopathy of prematurity. So it's a condition where the growth of the eyes is stunted, and it causes the retinas to detach. So he became blind.
Gotcha. Supposedly.
Yeah. So I guess there's a theory that, like, that's not completely irreversible, and that the retinas could reattach, or that it was never fully detached in the first place. And that he started to get some vision back at some point along the way. I mean, he's not going to fake it at 6 weeks premature.
Right.
Newborn. But here's some of the evidence, or whatever you want to call it.
No.
So one of my favorite stories is Shaquille O'Neal. Big Diesel. Lived in the same building.
Shaq, man. He's a fucking idiot.
He has told this story on more than one occasion, and it almost never, like, there's very, very, very minimal change. There's like one word here or there, but like the story is damn near identical every single time. So he talks about how they lived in this same building, and the building had a garage where you parked underneath the building, and then you would get onto an elevator to go up to your floor. So he's on the elevator, and he sees Stevie coming onto the elevator. He just kind of stood back in the corner to, like, stay out of his way so he didn't, like, bump into him.
So what a dick thing to do, first off.
What?
Like, you don't say hi? Like, yo.
I don't know. I don't know how well they knew each other. I think he just was like, oh, my guy's blind. I'm not going to stand in the middle of the freaking entryway. I think he just stood aside to allow him space to get in. I think he was just being considerate. You can't say a bad word about Shaq in my presence. I'm not going to I will defend him to the death.
No, I'm not saying something bad. What I'm saying is Shaq's a fucking jokester. And he could have been like, yo, I'm going to sneak up on Stevie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, okay, well, maybe that's what Stevie was expecting, because Stevie turns around, gets on the elevator, pushes his floor. Nobody's with him. No one. He does not have an assistant. He does not have a manager. Nobody is with him. He just gets on, pushes his floor, and goes, "Sup, Shaq? How you doing?" And Shaq just stood there. Well, he said first he like kind of turned and made what would have been eye contact if you were able to see it, and he kind of gave him like the nod. And Shaq just stood there and didn't fucking say anything. He was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And then he said, "What's up, Shaq?" or "What's up, Diesel?" or something like that. Because there were two different versions of the story, and one Shaq says Shaq, and one he says Diesel. So I'm not sure which is the actual quote, but he basically was like, that fucking man can see. Like, this is some bullshit. He can see.
I'm gonna.
There's more.
Okay.
Hold all comments to the end, please.
Okay. Sit here in silence.
I also saw a TMZ interview where the interviewer is asking him questions and just kind of making conversation. He happened to walk, to walk into him at some sort of event, and he goes, what's your big goal? And he was like, oh, I'll just get myself a plane and I'll fly around the world and I'll do this and I'll do that. And the interviewer's like, you're going to fly it? And he was like, oh yeah, I've flown. Well, I don't know. Actually, I've flown twice. I even landed myself. And he like talks about landing a plane. So I don't know how much is like him messing with the interviewer and just like trying to have a good time, or if it was like a slip up or what. Steve Harvey also has a story for why he thinks that Stevie Wonder can sing. So Steve Harvey used to host a radio show, and Stevie Wonder was scheduled to be on the radio show doing a live performance. He is nowhere to be found.
Okay.
So Steve Harvey's like, what the hell is going on? And he calls Stevie Wonder. He's like, yo, man, where are you? What is happening? And he's like, oh, I'll be there in a minute. I'm pulling up right now. And he's like, Stevie, what do you mean you're pulling up? You can't drive. He looks out into the parking garage, and Stevie Wonder is in Steve Harvey's brand new truck, driving it.
Oh my
fucking
God.
Waving out the window while he's on the phone. Driving his brand new truck at this like slow creep crawl. I don't know how the hell he got into Stevie Harvey's truck, but
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, he said it was like brand new. He had just bought it like earlier that week, and here's Stevie Wonder in his truck.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's funny. I think. So that's what I was gonna say about the Shaq one.
What's that?
Somebody had to have been driving Stevie.
Maybe. But nobody else was with him to get into the elevator, though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if he had a driver.
Right.
How do you know? Like, the driver was probably like, oh, Shaq's headed into the elevator, too.
Maybe.
Or, like, say hi to Shaq for me.
He's maybe. All right, I could see that. Okay. All right, well, here we go. I got more. I got two more. To me. Actually, no. I lied. I have three more. Lionel Richie was at Stevie Wonder's house.
Okay.
And they're talking about
was he there all night long?
They're talking about this new song at the time that Stevie Wonder was recording. And he happened to have a cassette in his car of the demo. So he says to Lionel Richie, I want you to hear this song. So they go out to the car. Lionel Richie comes around and Stevie goes, jump in the passenger seat. So he does. Stevie walks around the back of the car, comes into the passenger seat, fires it up. So Lionel Richie just thinks they're going to sit there in the driveway and listen to the song because that's where the cassette tape was. Makes sense to me. Stevie fucking throws the car in reverse and starts backing out of the driveway. Turns around like he knows what he's doing and just starts backing the fuck up. Lionel's like, what the hell are you doing?
No way.
Listen, so these are multiple stories on multiple different occasions from multiple different people.
Maybe he just likes fucking with people.
I hope so, dude. He's my fucking hero. If this is all just him screwing with everyone around him, I love him.
What if on his deathbed, his final words were just like, I seen all you bitches.
So at the end of that TMZ interview, where he says that he's flown the plane, the interviewer says something to the effect of like, oh, have you heard the rumor that like you can see, or like, is there any truth to that? And he said, at the end of the year, I would reveal the truth. And like, meaning at like the end of that current year, but it hadn't happened yet. So I don't know. But I got a couple more here.
How fucked up is that?
What? If he's not?
Yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
I mean, it doesn't negate his talent in any way. I mean, his music is still freaking fantastic, but it's funny as shit. So Anthony Anderson, who you know is one of my absolute favorites. I think he's freaking hilarious.
Who's he?
Anthony Anderson? He's, oh my God. He's been in everything. And of course, I can't think of any of it right now. You hold on. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So he talks about a time. He's on one of the late night shows, and they're asking him things, and he goes, Stevie can see. And he is dead ass serious. It might have been Jimmy Fallon. So he tells, and I can't remember, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, but it might have been somebody else. So he tells the host the story that Anthony Anderson was on stage with 3 other people, and Stevie was coming out to perform. So Stevie walks past several other people right up to Anthony and goes, Anthony, get me to that piano. And he turns to Stevie, he's like, you fucking got yourself to me. Like, you could get yourself to the piano. What the hell? And so he, like, bypassed all these people and somehow beelined straight for Anthony Anderson and then had him take him to the piano. The other thing that kills me is I never see him with, like, a walking stick of any kind. If he's, I mean, I feel like there would be obstacles in his way, no?
I don't know, man.
So Anthony also says that Stevie beat him in a game of basketball, too.
I don't know. I don't know. That'd be fucking awesome.
If this is just like a big ass game. Dude, I know.
It'd be fucked up though.
So getting into another story. So I'm going to save the best, what I think is the best for last.
Okay.
So there's 2 more here. There's a club owner in London who tells a story about a time that he was in a house party with Stevie when someone brought out a stash of cocaine.
Okay.
Guy chops out 5 lines, 1 for every person in the room.
Okay.
Stevie's manager/assistant kind of takes him over to the table and hands him a rolled up bill of some kind. Okay. And he, sucks up his own portion. And then proceeds to suck up the other 4.
Oh my God.
In the process.
Oh my God.
The club owner is just baffled. He watches this whole thing and he said there was such neatness and precision in what happened that there's no way that he could have done it if he couldn't have seen each and every one of them.
Oh, dude's got a nose like a drug sniffing dog. He probably just was all over.
He's like a bloodhound.
Yeah. He just knew exactly where it was.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
All 5 of them. So it wasn't like it was a one-time like fluke. 5 in a row.
Christ, man.
Also 5 bumps. Like, holy shit.
God damn. No wonder dude doesn't need a walking stick. Just fucking plows right through whatever the fuck's in his way.
He's just snowed all the time.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
That's probably how he went blind.
Stop. He's a fucking baby. But this is my favorite. And this is going to actually lead us into the next one. So there was a special honoring Paul McCartney.
Okay.
Years back. And there's a whole slew of celebrity cameos on the stage. And they're all singing, I believe it's Hey Jude. So in the beginning of the clip, and I'll include the clip in the link here, you see Paul McCartney run from the left side of the screen, so stage right, left side of the screen, across the screen, directly in front of Stevie Wonder. And as he does, he ducks down a microphone that's set up similar to what we have here, where there's like a long arm, which was situated for Stevie Wonder. Okay. But when he ducks under it, his head hits it.
Stevie's head hits it?
No, Paul. Paul McCartney. So as he's running by, he hits the microphone with his head. Okay. And he continues around to the back of the piano to continue the end of the song. Okay. As he runs by, the microphone starts to fall. Okay.
Don't tell me.
Stevie Wonder does not miss a fucking beat, and he catches the microphone. No. Yes, he fucking does. Dude, yes, he does. I have watched it 15 fucking times. It's wild.
It's not like a fluke.
No, it's not a fluke. Like it falls like to his left. So he's standing, the microphone is kind of situated in front of him and slightly to the left. So when Paul runs by, he hits it and it starts to fall forward towards Stevie. And he just reaches out, left hand only, snags it, pops it right back up.
So it wasn't like his hand was there, like he was singing
No,
and
no,
like
he was actually like clapping.
fell.
Like everybody on stage was clapping to the music,
Okay.
and he stopped clapping, caught the microphone, and set it back up, and then went back into his performance.
What was anybody else's reaction like?
So there's one guy next to him who I guess saw the whole thing happen and like tried to assist, and then realized he wasn't needed, and he kind of looks to the person to his right, like, "Did you fucking just see that?" And it's a quick moment, and it was like the tail end of this special, so like there's nothing additional after that, but you can see the guy next to him's reaction is like,
that's funny,
genuinely shocked.
Huh.
Right. So what do you think? Can Stevie Wonder see?
I don't know, because I feel like if you had, so I mean there's a couple of them sound legitimate, but if you were running this scam that you couldn't see, like I know if I was
I'd
running,
be fucking with everybody.
right, but if I was running a scam that I couldn't see, I wouldn't fucking do shit. Like if there's something falling in front of me, I don't give a fuck if it's a puppy. I ain't reaching out to catch it. I'm not gonna exert myself to catch a microphone.
I feel like certain things are just a reaction, though. Like it was just kind of a look reflexive to me.
I don't know. I feel like.
But so Anthony Anderson, when he's on that late night show,
Yeah.
he says, you should have him on, and don't tell him where anything is, and just set shit up in his way and watch what he does, because he swears that he can see and that he's gonna like. He literally stands up and like moves the one chair, and like turns it around. He's like, Stevie's gonna come out and sidestep that shit and go this way. Like,
Oh my god.
he is hell bent on Stevie Wonder can see.
That's funny. Mm-hmm. Huh? I hope I think it'll be hilarious. He'll be fucking ridiculed so bad, but I think it was hilarious. I think it'd be hilarious if he was like had a note written somewhere.
Gotcha, fuckers.
Yeah, gotcha, bitch.
So, heading while we're on the Paul McCartney train, we're gonna go with one of the biggest controversies or biggest conspiracies in the entertainment industry, is that Paul is dead.
Oh shit! Okay.
So there's been this long-standing theory that dates back to 1969, which claims that the real Paul was killed in a car accident and replaced with a lookalike.
Okay.
Following the release of the Abbey Road album, fans were hunting for clues. They were convinced. John Lennon says in one track, "I buried Paul," in the Strawberry Fields Forever track, but he actually says cranberry sauce, not "I buried Paul." So he says. Paul McCartney basically was like, later that year in November, he was like, maybe the rumor just started because I really haven't been in the press much lately. But there was like an entire, a whole slew of like clues, and it would take me entirely too long to go through every single one of them, because I mean, this, like I said, this dates back to 1969, and you can imagine how much that's been since then. But there's a theory that the later albums had Paul had symbolism where Paul was dead, and one of them was the Undertaker, and one of them was the priest, and one of them is one of the pallbearers. Like there was all of these like symbolism that was interpreted in everything since then. There's also a theory that Paul is the walrus. Yeah, and that the walrus is dead is said on one of the tracks. Like there is just a whole slew of things, but basically there was like a doppelganger contest in England that was like an impersonator thing.
Okay, yeah.
But they said that the Beatles managers and press were the ones who held it to try to find his replacement. And there's even a theory of like who it is, and there's a name associated. Like it's a pretty heavy conspiracy.
Okay.
So that one's like one of the first that really like fueled a lot of these, I think.
Okay.
So that might be one we touch on in a future episode, but it just was way too deep to dig around in. There just would have been so stinking much. But I thought it was interesting.
Very. Paul is dead. Cuckoo, he's the walrus, huh?
I buried Paul.
What are these?
What?
Gross things. Are these like those malt ball things?
No, I think they're just chocolate.
Okay, they're just chocolate.
The ones in the bag, like the robin's egg ones, are the like Whopper dudes.
Avoid those ones.
I'll take those.
Blech.
All right. So we've talked about how Stevie Wonder can see. Now we're going to talk about how Lea Michele can't read or write.
Lea Michele.
From Glee.
Okay.
So in
2016,
yeah. In 2016, Naya Rivera, who also starred on Glee, wrote a memoir called Sorry Not Sorry.
Naya Rivera.
She's the one who died on the boating accident with her son.
Yeah.
So obviously this happened prior to her death.
Yeah.
She shared pretty heavy details about working on the set of Glee, who she was dating at the time. She even talked about Mark Salling, who was the other guy from Glee who was arrested on child porn charges and then ended up killing himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whole whatever. So
I feel like we talked about this stuff in the
cursed episode.
Yeah.
The curse, yeah. So shortly after her memoir was released in the following year, the One More Thing podcast, which is a pop culture podcast hosted by Robert Ackerman and Jay Hunt, brought up the memoir and discussed some of the information on the book, where Naya Rivera claims that Lea Michele refused to improvise lines, and she would only do things that were written in the script. Okay. And there was an actor who guest starred, and I'm not too familiar with him. Apparently he's legendary, so I apologize. But Tim Conway was on an episode, and everyone was improving and giggling and really having a good time with him. And she was acting like a total diva about it and was like, "Are we going to do the show the way it's written? This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah." Okay. So the joke became that the show's creator, Ryan Murphy, would basically feed her lines, so then she would memorize what he was feeding her and was unable to go outside of that at all because she was just so
interesting
perfectionist. But the theory behind it is that she starred on Broadway, I think starting at the age of 6.
Okay.
And she was so young that school just fell by the wayside and that she never properly learned how to read or write. And it even spiraled so much as there's videos of her writing, but her pen never touches the book, or signing an autograph, but really they never actually show her signing it. They just show her underlining her name. And there's other ones where her Instagram posts are almost always exclusively emojis, not actual words, and she'll just kind of pick
that's
symbols.
I don't know. Especially with the voice to text stuff now,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe it. I think that if she started in Broadway that young, she wasn't memorizing lines that young, probably. I mean, she would have been learning. She would have been reading something there too.
Not unless she was being fed them.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just think it's funny because I think she is a mega bitch. So. I
also think she's an awful actress. So.
I don't know about that. I just think she's annoying.
She's terrible. Ugh.
All right, we got a couple of potentially mistaken identities here.
Okay.
There's a theory that Avril Lavigne is not Avril Lavigne, and that she was replaced by a lookalike named Melissa in 2003.
There's also a theory she's a lizard person. Because we talked about that in our...
Was she one of them?
Yeah, she was one of them.
Okay. So the theory was that she was cloned. And the theory is it's thought to have originated on a Brazilian fan page. It claims that she was struggling with the fame at the beginning of her career and how she kind of exploded out of nowhere, and her whole image was kind of like the I don't give a shit.
Right.
And then she became like hugely popular, and the thought is that she really didn't know how to handle that. And she used a body double named Melissa for like certain outings, or like if she wanted to go do something, she would send Melissa out somewhere else and then go do what she wanted.
Okay.
As like a decoy for the paparazzi or whatever,
right.
to like do her own thing. And then supposedly the real Avril Lavigne died.
Okay.
And the record company replaced her with Melissa full time.
Okay. Any idea when that was?
It would have been in 2003.
Okay.
So this was also the time that she, like, her whole image shifted.
Right.
So she went from brunette, heavy makeup, like dark rimmed eyeliner, like slacks and the tie belt and like the whole like skater sort of image, and then she jumped into like dresses, and she had blonde hair with like pink highlights and like like bubblegummy pop makeup and shit. Like she just was like a totally different person. Like her whole image changed.
Okay.
I feel like you can't really use that though. Like look at fucking Madonna and Taylor Swift and
styles change, and she came from a pretty strict Christian background.
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about her background.
Yeah, she came from, like, her family was very religious.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
There are like some facial feature differences that people have pointed out, and if you look at the side by sides of like 2003 to now, there's like a change in freckles. There's a change in I think like her one tooth. There's a couple of other things that people have pointed out that are just like a little odd, but like could be explained by other things. And there's a theory that Melissa has left clues in songs since this date. There's a song called Slipped Away where she sings, "The day you slipped away was the day I found out it won't be the same," which I feel like is cryptic enough to mean literally anything.
Yeah.
But there's also a publicity shot in which the name Melissa was written on her hand.
Right.
So that was a little weird. That one was about the only thing that really stuck with me. I was like, oh, that's strange. So, yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel I mean, I think that there's a total change in Avril Lavigne, and she definitely was like the punk rock.
Yeah,
she punk rock star for a while.
Yeah.
And then she like went dark, and
went dark meaning like
she just wasn't
around as much.
Yeah. But apparently I liken her to Rob Dyrdek, that like they have so much other shit going on.
Does she though?
Yeah, she does. Her most recent thing is, you know, those what are they called? Those pre-mixed beatbox cocktails. They're in like the carton. We maybe should actually had them at one of the concerts we went to. They're in like a coconut water carton.
Okay.
So they're called beatbox. That's her alcohol.
Okay.
Like she has a bunch of brand shit that she
I didn't
does.
realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like you don't need to be, like, she's probably older now too, right? How old
Yeah,
is
I would
she?
think, well, we're what, 33, 34? She's probably,
Avril Lavigne, 38.
I was going to
Okay, I
say, she's
thought she was
probably
older
like a
than
couple
that.
years older than us.
I thought she was older than that. But I mean, I don't know. I guess you have a couple good hits, and if
Kind of
you
ride that train.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
finance everything the way, like, if you're smart about your money, maybe she doesn't need to be doing
Yeah.
that shit anymore.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Fucking retire at 38.
I don't know. I feel like if you look at anybody, you're gonna find
I mean,
differences
I feel
and
like I don't fucking look the same as I did when I was
no,
18.
yeah. I mean, people are gonna find that stuff. It's yeah. There's some weird stuff, but how much of that also is like they catch wind of the room and they're like, all right, let's fuck with people.
Yeah. Like Stevie
Like
Wonder.
there's no publicity. No publicity is
No such thing as bad
yeah. There's
press.
no yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
I got you.
But like yeah, they catch wind of that and they ride with it,
Oh,
figuring
yeah.
okay, let's have people dig into us.
Either way, people are talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I don't know. Maybe she's fake. Maybe she's a legit person. I don't know.
All right. Another potential second identity. Katy Perry,
Huh.
also from a very strict Christian family.
Okay.
There's a theory that she is JonBenet Ramsey.
How?
So,
Oh my god.
this one's wild, dude. So this all started in 2015.
Hold on. So JonBenet Ramsey is who?
She was the 6-year-old beauty pageant queen who was
Right.
murdered in her basement on Christmas morning, I
Okay.
want to say.
Okay.
There still has not been an arrest,
Right.
from what I understand.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. I don't think that there was ever anybody confirmed. There were suspicions that the brother had something to do with it, that the parents had something to do with it, that it was a family friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, in any case, YouTube, where a lot of shit starts. 2015. There was a YouTube user named Dave Johnson. And in one of his videos, he claims that JonBenet Ramsey did not die. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. And he goes on to say that sacrifice was in name only. And that sacrifice was to get something. And that something was to become a star. So he theorizes that her parents did not... They basically sold her soul to the devil.
Right.
Yeah, so this is like... He doesn't outright say Illuminati, but it's got that feel. One of the big things I have a problem with is that she was murdered in 1996, and Katy Perry was born in 1984, so that would have made her 12 at the time that JonBenet was killed. So, like, wait, not 6.
Okay.
So, that's, weird. There's also like a vague resemblance between the Ramseys and their name's not Perry. I think their last name is Hudson, but Katy Perry's parents and JonBenet Ramsey's parents do look similar.
Okay.
And I mean, he goes on to say, like, he shaved his head, she lost some weight, but they're the same person. There's, like, there's no doubt. He then goes on to talk about how Katy Perry and JonBenet themselves actually look alike. And they do. I'll give him that one. They both have these, like, piercing blue eyes. Their features are very similar. Their eyebrow shape is very similar.
Okay.
And like eyebrow, like,
That
so
could be groomed.
in terms of aging, like eyebrows are something that really doesn't change. You're kind of born with the shape, with the exception of, like, I don't know, plucking and shaping them, but like where they sit on your head and like the way that they're, like, you can't create like a harsh eye arching angle if yours are generally straight across, but whatever. So he, among other YouTubers, which after this gained some traction, they claim to be able to prove that JonBenet grew up to be Perry. And he has all these photographs of JonBenet and Katy Perry. And there's a ton of comparisons between all sorts of different features. And he goes into like these crazy comparisons.
Interesting.
And even it made such headway that in 2017 at the VMA red carpet, host and comedian Billy Eichner,
Yeah.
Eichner, right?
Yeah.
He asked her, like, blink twice if you're actually JonBenet Ramsey. And she was like, wait, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
And like, threw it out at the window. But of course she wouldn't say if she was.
But there's also a theory she's a robot. So
that I could see. She's weird.
She is weird.
I don't really like her.
She is weird.
I don't know what it is. She just bugs me.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to dig deeper into that one, but
Yep.
I think, I mean, any mysterious death could turn into anything. I mean,
right,
that's
especially
how
if it's
people
never
identify themselves anyway.
Yeah, and especially if it's not proven, or if there's nobody ever arrested for it, or nothing ever comes of it.
Right.
People are gonna always be talking about it.
Right.
So, yeah, this last one is my favorite though.
What's that?
O.J. Simpson is Khloe
Not
Kardashian's father. He is the real father of Khloe Kardashian.
So they say.
So they say.
Khloe. I'm so out of the Kardashian loop.
So am I, but...
Which one's Khloe?
So she's the tallest of the bunch. The one that looks the least like the others.
Kardashian sisters. I'm just going to look at all of them and see if I can pick which one's her.
You're going to be able to. Because there's only... Well, I mean, there's the other two, but they're Jenner, not Kardashian. But...
Khloe.
You're going to have to look at old pictures of her, because she went through some pretty serious surgeries and shit.
I'm guessing
recently.
It's the blonde one over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go back though, like go to older pictures, because that's fairly recent.
Okay.
So this theory started in 2013. Well, actually, that's a lie. Because there's stuff dating back to 2012 during an episode of their show, but the first real, like, mainstream information came from...
Is it that one in the middle?
Yes.
Dude, she's fucking gigantic.
Right? She looked like a football player's baby, if you ask me.
Fucking could be O.J. Simpson right there.
So look up O.J. Simpson's daughter.
God damn it! How tall is Khloe Kardashian?
Well, the other two are fairly short, but
Khloe Kardashian's got to be 6'2".
no way. The other two are short. I mean, I think the shorter one is only like 5'2", maybe.
Height. Let's see.
But yeah, she looks like the daughter of a football player, if you ask me. Okay, so look up O.J. Simpson's other daughter. Well, his daughter.
Sydney Brooke Simpson?
Sure. I don't know her name. Uh-huh. Right? She looks more like Khloe's sister than Khloe's sisters.
Holy shit.
Right? Crazy. So...
Yeah. Wait, can I just say something really funny, too?
Yeah, what's up?
When I was looking for a cocktail to make for this episode, I looked up what O.J. Simpson's favorite cocktail was.
Oh, no, you didn't.
A Bloody Mary.
Oh, that's so fucked. That's so fucked up. Ew. I would not be drinking that anyway, so that's so fucked up. Anyway, you're so shitty. So Ellen Pearson, who is one of Robert Kardashian's wives after Kris Kardashian, or Jenner, or whatever the fuck her name is now. 2013, she came forward and insisted that Robert confessed that Khloe was not his biological daughter shortly before his death, though she never identified who the real father is.
Okay.
She just was looking for a payout, if you ask me. She was just looking for some sort of
Yeah.
somebody to pick up this story and give her some cash.
Right.
But during a 2012 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kris Jenner, the mom, looked into getting a DNA test that would have proved that Khloe is a, quote, real Kardashian. Since dad is not around to provide a DNA sample, they suggested testing her 3 full siblings to see if they were matches with both parents. Khloe refused to participate.
Interesting.
Fueling this is Kris confessed that she had an affair while married to Robert around the time that Khloe would have been conceived. But she has always denied that the affair was with OJ. In 2014, she doubled down with her denial while talking about Khloe's paternity and said that when Khloe was born, she looked, quote, just like her paternal grandmother, Robert Sr.'s mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
When she was born,
they all look like little fucking grandparents.
They look like raisins.
Right? Like, you can't say that she looked like her grandma when she was born. She looked like a prune. All fucking babies look like little shriveled shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
Newborns, like, I don't know. They're just all wrinkly little old men.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's bullshit. But so OJ's lawyer, Malcolm LaVerge, told In Touch magazine that the Kardashians reached out to him hoping that OJ would submit a DNA paternity test. And he says, quote, the Kardashians have been trying to get a DNA test from my client for years now. Several years ago, around 2013, a producer from Keeping Up with the Kardashians called me up and said Kris had given her blessing for the show to have Mr. Simpson do a paternity test with Khloe. It was made clear to me that Khloe was also involved with this. I was told that having the results of the paternity test shown on TV would be the highest rated Kardashian show of all time, and the producers offered me $10,000 if I could convince Mr. Simpson to do it. There's also a rumor that OJ agreed to do the paternity test, but only if Khloe would come visit him in jail. But, like, why? Why would you give a shit if she visits you?
Weird.
And OJ has stood by the reasoning that he has never been attracted to Kris, that they never had any kind of relationship of any kind, that he was never attracted to her, and to the best of his knowledge, she was never attracted to him, and that they had never crossed that boundary, and that he is not Khloe's father. But
okay,
she looks just like his other kid.
He said he's not a lot of things.
Holy shit! Yeah, right.
So,
and there was an episode of James Corden, whichever show he is, where he does
carpool karaoke with OJ Simpson.
No, the other skit. Spill your guts or fill your guts, I think he calls it. Yeah. With like some nasty ass food.
Yeah, like spin the food.
Yeah. So one of the cards said, do you believe OJ did it? And she refused to answer. She actually ate whatever the thing was instead of just saying like no. But I think it would have been more interesting to ask, like, do you believe OJ's your daddy? But
yo, daddy.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll put in the side-by-side photo of Khloe and what was her name? Sydney?
Yeah.
So you can see for yourselves. But like,
yeah, they look
a lot alike. Yeah. Like way more than Khloe does to the other Kardashian sisters. So, yeah. What do you think? You think she's OJ's baby?
Could be.
There's also a theory that she's the hairdresser's kid, and she does kind of look like him too, but nobody really knows who he is or really cares. And I think the OJ evidence is a little more compelling.
Yeah. That's why only if she comes to...
Right?
That's just weird.
That's the weird part to me. Like, why would you... Ooh, right? Weird.
Yeah.
Super weird. And they were, like, best friends. So Robert Kardashian Sr. was actually retired or semi-retired at the time of OJ's conviction, came out of retirement to represent him or to be a part of his legal team. And they had been friends for ages. I think their families used to like vacation together and shit.
Oh, there you go.
And Kris Kardashian at the time, now Jenner, was best friends with Nicole,
Okay.
OJ's wife.
Okay.
So, who knows? Maybe she killed Nicole.
Maybe.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. Maybe they were her gloves. Fuck. I never thought about that. She's a crazy bitch, too.
I don't know. Heard it
man.
here first, folks.
Guys. Fucking momager. She nuts.
I don't watch. I've never seen any of that.
I haven't either.
Them.
I know it just from life, but like I've never watched an episode. I probably never will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you guys think? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like? What do you agree with? Do you have any other supporting stuff for any of them? Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. There's got to be a ton of them out there.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrity ones.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the thing with the celebrity ones. I feel like...
But some of them, like, it's just like a fleeting thing. That there's like, it would be like a sentence to mention.
Yeah.
So it was like, I did the ones that actually had like some beef to them.
So you don't think, so you do think you don't think Stevie Wonder is...
Can see?
Yeah.
Oh, he can see.
Think so?
Yo, I'm telling you, all you gotta do is...
Would you be mad?
No, I would think it was funny as
really?
hell.
I think it'd be funny, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
You don't, so I guess I'd be curious, like, where the whole thing started. Like, did his mom use it as, like, leverage to get him, like, involved in some sort of classes earlier on, or, like, gain some exposure?
Look, I'm sure I know more Stevie Wonder songs than I think I do.
You do.
But I feel like he's probably not that good.
He is.
I feel like he is probably like, yeah, he's pretty good, but he's blind and he's this good.
So you think that that's the
I feel like that's the handicap, yeah, that he's like...
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like that has got him in.
Who cares?
But that's the thing, like, that's bullshit.
I don't give a shit, dude.
Who was the fucking what, Bach? So if it came out that Bach wasn't deaf, would his music still...
Was Bach deaf?
Yeah, wasn't it Bach that... Or Beethoven. Beethoven was deaf. One of them was...
I don't remember that.
Yeah, one of them was deaf. I think it was Beethoven.
I don't know.
And he like said that like he felt the music, and that's why like all of his stuff's so heavy when he's when he plays the songs.
So I guess that would make sense.
Like, but would his songs have even been thought of or found if it wasn't like, yo, you got to listen to this deaf guy play piano? Where Stevie Wonder like could have been playing in a fucking bar somewhere, and somebody was like, yo, there's this blind guy that plays piano and he's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like that just gave him...
Look, I think he can see. I think that there's too many people who've had too many different interactions with him. Like, it's not like there's 10 different people telling the same story. They're all very unique situations. And I mean, I saw him catch the fucking mic stand. Like, I seen it.
Funny.
I seen it.
That's funny.
It's there. And I'll include the link to that too, because that was the moment when I was like, oh yeah, there might be some truth to this. That was wild.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. That all you got?
That's all I got.
Awesome.
That's all she wrote.
Cool. That's all she wrote for this season.
Thank you for joining us. Although it's been like 9 months, so like really like 3 seasons since we started. So we're gonna take a little mini hiatus, focus on.
We're gonna be working on a lot.
We're gonna be working on some shit, but we've got some family stuff happening. We've got our older one's birthday right around the corner. Mm-hmm. We've got, some other stuff. So we're gonna be gearing up for a lot of fun.
But what you guys need to know is we're gonna be hitting up our, Instagram, building our TikTok. My goal is that we can get to the threshold of TikTok to have lives by the time we get back. I'll start pulling stuff from our videos and putting that on TikTok. So make sure you guys like us on there so we can do lives on there, because we have to have a certain amount of followers or something on
check
there
it out.
do it. So
it's coming.
yeah,
Lots
so
of fun stuff in the works. So rather than spreading
we're not
ourselves,
be gone.
No, we're gonna still be active.
Yeah.
But rather than kind of focusing on the background stuff and episodes and all our like regular 9 to 5 stuff, we're kind of taking a step back from this so that we can really bring you guys a lot of other content and make sure that we're really maximizing all of it for you guys.
Yeah. So
thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out for the last 31 weeks.
Yep.
And we appreciate you guys, and we look forward to next season.
And as always, make sure you go to our social media stuff, but our Buy Me a Coffee, and you can sponsor an episode.
Give us some episode ideas.
We'll be scheduling out.
We will still
be
monitoring that, even though we won't be posting. We will still be recording. We'll be
posting. We'll be posting.
We won't be posting videos or episodes.
Yes.
So even though there won't be new episodes every Tuesday, for the next 2 months, you can still reach out with some episode ideas. We will still look into them. We will still put them on our docket and get them prepped for you guys.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the off season. Hope you guys have a blast, and look forward to seeing you on the 4th of July.
Yes.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Stay weird.
Don't have it any other way.